Well, you spoke about attacks and cyber threats. I have a serious question on that. So, how do you address? Do you have any partnership with fintech companies in the region, and how do you address banks address data privacy concerns that may arise from such collaborations?
Yes. Um, See, definitely partnership is very important. We are today in Ajman Bank, always says that our key driver is that to enhance the shareholders' value, increase the client base, and invest in our human capital. And by growing to go to the next level as well, by focusing on the speed, service, and specialization. So when things comes into speed and services, you have to have the right partnership, to be in place with you through fintech companies as well, and innovative solutions to be given to our clients over there in the market. Um, so I can't, of course, name any of those fintechs, but you're going to see in in the next few months, we'll have a lot of signing and MOUs and partnerships with fintech companies in the region. They are pioneers into their fields by getting the best practice in the market. And as I said as well, data privacies and protecting the data, you have to be updated at all time. You can't just rely on and stay where you are today and ignore the threats outside and around you. So that we have a very robust team in place in the digital team and information securities as well, who are keep continuously working with the stakeholders in the bank, with the business side, consumer banking, wholesale banking, treasury, and others as well. What is their need feeds into that. The risk team as well are very important, that we have the best systems available and in place in order to be able to move on and face all of these threats ongoing. So partnership with fintech are very, very important, and this is something which we are being focused on a lot in the past 6 months and on the way forwards as well.
Well, I look ahead to understanding those partnerships that you could be having in the upcoming months. My another question is: are there any plans for Ajman Bank to expand into our operations in the other Emirates of UAE? And how do you see his bank? What is the bank strategy in penetrating into the other markets in this region?
See, we are a UAE bank at the end
Yes.
of the day, and headquartered in Ajman. We already have an operations in other Emirates, in all Emirates actually. So what we are doing today, we are creating a unique identity of Ajman Bank in the UAE market as an overall, focusing on few themes, to be differentiate ourselves from others as well. Definitely, we are focusing on the big Emirates today to enhance our presence. Due to the opportunities are available, we're going to be always after opportunities. So therefore, we are realigning and repositioning our branches. We have today in total in the UAE, we have around 11 to 12 branches available today. We are focusing as well in the next few months on digital branches as well, to open a couple of them before the year end. We're not going to reveal the locations, but we are working on that because we are having enhancing the systems and the digital support towards that to have full-fledged branch, but at the same time also having digital branch activities together, and we're doing that in the big Emirates as well. So entering this market quite well, having as well new branches and a couple of a few days ago we just opened the Ras Al Khaimah branch as well. So we are going to announce it today or tomorrow. Ras Al Khaimah as well is a quite big market. We need more branches in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, Ajman, Fujairah, whatever is needed. We are enhancing our presence accordingly.
So there is going to be a strong penetration into, and there is also a big rebranding, if I can say that, happening within Ajman Bank's next decade?
Yeah, you could say so. In terms of that, to have more presence from the consumer banking, of course, in the wholesale banking, which is corporates and investments, we are pretty much covering all Emirates. But as I said, we are going to enhance our footfall, I would say, in certain, Emirates I want to be 20 minutes away from our clients. So therefore, based on the opportunities which we have and the business over there, we're gonna allocate the teams accordingly.
Well, that is a big move, and I am sure that will be a grand move in terms of that will help the banking industry also grow much bigger in size.
Of course.
And how does Ajman Bank see the trajectory of consumer and interbank interest and profit rates within the UAE, and how do you ensure these are passed on to the consumer?
See, we are in the past 3 to 4 years, we are in an rate hike environment. It has a lot of financial burden and cost burden on the consumers in particular and corporates as well. A lot of cash flows has been projections has been revised. Consumers as well forecasts in terms of the payout has increased a lot as well. So see this is going to be a quite challenges as well in the next few years. Now we are seeing the rate hike. The forecast came down from 4 cuts to 3, now 2, now potentially 1.
Yeah.
Maybe could not happen at all. Still, we are the current forecast now is around maybe 1 cut will happen at least in 2024. Definitely, the banks are relying on the fee income or the financial income as well, financing income. Will struggle a bit because the lending activities are not at the peak at the moment because it's quite costly. But the other side, the other banks who are focusing on the CASA balances, on the non-fee income or non-financial income, it is a quite good opportunities as well by focusing on the services to the client and having the consumer protections which is in place. There's Sanadek as well, part of the central bank's launched Sanadek program a few months ago to put the right framework for the consumer protection. It will have a quite positive impact on the consumer side because the banks has to agile and to adjust accordingly to the markets and to where things are heading. So that's why the solutions, it's innovative solutions is being in place. Treasury as well, I think, going to play a very important role in the next couple of years by having the right match between asset to liabilities, by reducing the cost of funding to the banks and managing the balance sheets accordingly as well. So the banking sector, I would say, the opportunities are there as well. They just need to revise the strategy. And I think the banks already adopted that already a few years ago. And we have seen the results were robust for the past couple of years in terms of the banks and will continue to be robust as well. We have seen a lot of banks have a double-digit growth from the year before. And that's as well the elements of the rate hike is there, and which the banks, how they take a benefits accordingly as well on that.
Okay, on point. And one important question that I have to ask is, we just went through COP28. How do you approach sustainability concerns, emission reductions, and how does bank prioritize setting and measuring targets in this regard, particularly the 2030 net strategy?
See, today the COP28 and then also the COP29 in Saudi in Riyadh that will happen next year. The ESG and the net zero became now a national project after the UAE's what did phenomenal job by did in COP28 by bringing the whole world and shown the necessity of reaching to the net zero by 2030. All now institutions, the banks, the governments, the GREs are following suits as well. there are a lot of projects have been announced and launched related to green projects, related to sustainability linked projects. The awareness has already been there. We have seen today as well a lot of banks and they announced their net emissions, scope 1 and 2, and now even scope 3 as well. We have seen the regulators as well as the bank, they are asking now for an annual sustainability reports by the banks. So Ajman Bank, definitely we are part of the banking industry and part of that journey. So therefore, we have partnered with KPMG building the ESG framework, and we're going to announce our net emissions quite soon. With that, we're going to see as well focusing on environmental related projects, as well the social related as well KPIs, which we're going to start. We are working on them to enhance them. So at least to be part of the journey by 2030, we have a meaningful commitments on that. Even during the digital transformation as well. Will be as well something will help a lot on the ESG agenda as well. We are talking as well and thinking of a couple of initiatives which we could do to help us as a bank and the community as well in Emirate of Ajman, which as well as Emirate of Ajman as a part of the whole UAE, they also committed to the ESG and net emissions accordingly as well.
So if I may say, a lot of policies are being crafted at the moment, yes, and hopefully all these will be implemented soon.
That's right. The framework is under foundation now, and it should finish in the next couple of months. And we're going to announce our commitments accordingly as well.
That's great to hear. And my last question, finally, what are the future trends you expect to see in the banking industry, and has the perception of banks evolved over the years? And how does Ajman Bank differentiate itself in these changing scenarios? How do you see?
No, it's a very good question actually, and it's all going to be, as we see now, it is through the digital transformation. Digitization is inevitable and is key. And the AI as well. Today, we have seen a lot of big partnership has been signed off in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai. The last 2 days were Dubai FinTech Summits. The Microsoft has signed off a big projects with Group 42 on the AI and so forth. So we are investing as well a lot of resources, and we're having a good budgets as well to build on. So we are having as well, we are thinking and we are talking about how could we utilize the AI to be best suited for our institution. Because see, artificial intelligence today will save a lot of human interference, yes, manpower. The accuracy as well became, in a very, very advanced stages, and the phenomenal results as well and outcome. I think as well of innovative solutions as well to be given, so that we'll have a very quality outcome versus lower cost as well. But it's an investments on a period of years on that. But yeah, this is something which is we are, and it's alike of a lot of other banks as well. As I said earlier, even the regulators as well, they are launching a lot of innovative and digital related projects as well. So I can see where is the banking industries will head very soon. And you're going to see a lot of excited announcements as well and launches of a lot of, I would say, innovative ideas was not been there before.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much.